everybody. My name is Andrea Marincovich, and I'm a registered dietitian. Today I'm going to be discussing minerals. So welcome to my presentation called the Essential Minerals for Your Daily Diet. So who here knows what a mineral is? Want to say what it is? You just know that they exist?
Yes.
Okay, well today I'm going to not only describe what a mineral is, but how it gets into our food, also how minerals benefit our health, as well as common food sources and possible diseases or illnesses that minerals can prevent. And later on we're going to be doing an activity that's going to help each of you distinguish which mineral is missing in an individual's diet. So, okay, what is a mineral? A mineral is an inorganic element found in soil. Plants actually absorb the minerals from the soil, and after that they pass through the food chain. Minerals can be found in water, soil, root plants, and animals. So you may wonder, okay, if it comes from soil, how does it get into an animal? Well, what happens is obviously they're eating the root plants, and through that they're absorbing the minerals in their bodies. And then when we go to eat, a steak or any type of meat like that, we're then absorbing the minerals from that animal. Okay, so there are two types of minerals. First, there's the major minerals, which there's more of these, and we need to consume at least 100 milligrams per day of this type. And actually, most of them are around 1,000 milligrams, 1,500 milligrams, and around 2,000, but 100 is the minimum. And then there's trace minerals, and it works off of its name. We only need just a trace of these minerals. Often, you only need, it says 20 milligrams per day, but most are 11 milligrams, 15, even as low as 8. So it just depends, and if you want to know exact dietary information, you can obviously look for the FDA or whatever is the dietary allowance. So I'm going to talk about the major minerals. So the first one I'm going to discuss is calcium. Calcium helps our muscles, our bones. It builds our bones, and it supports synthesis and function of blood cells. This prevents osteoporosis, which people that have osteoporosis have weaker bones. It happens with older age, so oftentimes people don't consume calcium as much as they should. They think of it as, okay, well, I'll drink milk later or something like that. But no, it's definitely something you should be consuming now to prevent later. And some common food sources are dairy products, so milk, eggs, yogurt, cheese, things like that. They all can have calcium in them. Next, there's potassium. It's a systematic electrolyte that's essential in co-regulating ATP with sodium. For those of you that don't know, ATP is an energy source in our bodies, so you can kind of work off of that. Potassium prevents muscle spasms, and if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night and you get a quote-unquote Charlie horse, that's often because you don't have enough potassium in your diet. It can also mean dehydration, but oftentimes it's potassium. So your food sources are more so your fruits, so bananas, peaches, apples, things like that. Next, I'm going to discuss phosphorus. It helps calcium with building your bones. So it has somewhat of the same description. It also helps you prevent osteoporosis and has similar food sources. So milks, grains, avocados, meat and eggs. And last is sodium. Sodium is kind of sensitive because you do need a significant amount, but there's a lot of sodium in a lot of food. So it's something you should definitely pay attention to. And obviously it's a systematic electrolyte that co-regulates ATP with potassium. And so it's really important, like I said, to have proper amounts of this, because if you don't, you can have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and things like that. And then food sources are salt, cured meat, bacon, and sausage. So next, I'm going to discuss the trace minerals. First, I'm going to talk about iron. Iron takes part in creating hemoglobin in our blood, and it carries oxygen to our cells. And Proper intake prevents anemia, which is a low blood cell count. And some food sources are grains, meats, eggs, dark green vegetables, and dates. And I actually completely forgot, but I have a worksheet for you guys to fill out that might help you out a little bit. So I'm going to have my assist team pass that out. So while he's doing that, just try to keep in mind, which I've already discussed. I know a lot of you study nutrition, so you'll be able to work it out on your own. So also there's zinc that are part of trace minerals. It's essential for proper growth and maintenance of the body. And it's been shown to prevent cancer. It's not always determined that it does prevent cancer, but it's been shown in certain circumstances. It also helps boost your immune system. Some common food sources are calf liver, eggs, dried beans, mushrooms, spinach, and asparagus. And lastly, I want to talk about iodine. This is required for the synthesis of your thyroid hormone, so not having enough or having too much is not good for your thyroid system and the releasing of hormones. If you don't prevent this, you can get goiter in your body. And this should be something that could be very easy for us because iodine is an iodized salt. It's table salt. So you literally see it at every restaurant you go to and at your house. So it should be no problem. And then I'll go back to this slide in case you guys want to look over or maybe make some notes. So once again, calcium, it helps prevent osteoporosis, and that's your dairy foods. Potassium is bananas and some fruits and other fruits. And then phosphorus, it's same as calcium, milk grains, avocados. And then sodium is all the salty items. Okay, so we're gonna do an activity. So we're gonna have 4 different scenarios on this paper. And each of them, there's one per table, so your group will work on it together. And there's 4 scenarios, and you're going to read through them and try to determine what mineral is missing from their diet. So, and then there's a given list right there too, so you can pick from the list to see which mineral is missing. Already finished? Thanks. You guys are good? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go over the answers to the activity. Okay, so here we have fast food fill. Some things that I wanted you guys to get from my slides previously were that he only eats hamburgers, fries, and soda, and that his diet won't help his bones grow. So that's a big red flag right there. And that he never drinks milk. So which mineral is he missing? Calcium. Great. Okay, so Sleepy Sue. So things you want to pay attention to is that she doesn't eat grains or meat, and that her red blood cell count is too low. So which one is she missing? Okay. So Spasm Sean. Some things you want to pay attention to are the muscle spasms in his calves, and then he hates bananas. So which one is he missing? Great. And last, Cock and Cameron. Some things to pay attention to are that he hates asparagus, he can't stop coughing and getting the common cold, so obviously there's problems with his immune system, and his doctor's worried about his growth progress. So which one is he missing? Great, you guys are so good. Okay, so I just want to do a quick quiz about the overall presentation. The first one, plants absorb minerals directly from the soil. True or false? Great. And the next, a person needs to consume over 100 milligrams of trace minerals per day. Okay, lastly, consumption of these essential minerals can help prevent osteoporosis, anemia, and goiter. You guys are so smart. Okay, so I just wanted to thank you for coming to my presentation on essential minerals for your diet. I hope that you've learned something today and that you guys eventually end up choosing more mineral-dense foods, because in the long run it will help you out so much. So does anybody have any questions for me? We're good? Okay, thank you.